welcome back. Now, if I haven't given you enough secrets so far, check these out. These are some blues licks that you can use when you're playing blues, or as I said before, anytime you see a dominant 7th chord. So here's a few of them. Let's take a look on the keyboard. Now, licks consist of a smaller group of notes than the blues scale does. Instead of 7 or 8 notes, you might use 3 or 4. These are some of the most common licks that you can use, and they sound great when you apply them over the blues or any dominant 7th chord. So the first lick here is a 4-note lick. Anytime you see a dominant 7th, you can start this lick on the flat 7. The first chord of the blues being C dominant 7th. Let's use that 3-7 voicing in our left hand, or the 7-3. Let's start on that flat 7, which is the B flat, and go down. This is the 6 or the A, the 5 or the G, and the 3 or the E. So you can fit that into a measure. Let's do it with the drums. So that's how it kind of fits in with the rhythm section. Now let's try it once with the metronome. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, remember, we're doing these things a little bit more slowly than you might be playing them if you were playing at a faster tempo. That's because blues is very, very expressive. So some of these licks have a lot of notes in them. That's okay. You can go ahead and speed that one up on your own. Now let's move that to F dominant 7th. The relationship between notes started on the flat 7. We know it had the half step, then down to the 5 and to the 3. Those notes are E flat, D, C, and A. Okay? We've got the last 2 notes being 5 and 3 from that dominant 7th. First one's at flat 7. Again, E flat, D, C, and A. It's 4 notes. Let's go ahead and move it into one more key. How about G7? 7 of G7 is F. So we need that half step at the beginning, the 5 and the 3. F7, C7. Now let's go ahead and move on to the second lick. The second lick doesn't need to be transposed. It doesn't need to be changed when you move to a new dominant 7th, like in the blues when you go from C7 to F7. It's only based on the blues scale. And these are great because you can use them throughout a chorus or as you cycle through the 12 bars of blues. Let's check this one out. Looking at the keyboard, we're going to use 3 notes out of the blues scale. The 5th, the 6th, and the 7th. Reviewing again, C, E flat, F is the 4. G flat is the flat 5, G is the 5, and B flat is the flat 7. Probably 2, 3, 4 is good fingering. You could even use a thumb on the black key. If you know classical piano, sometimes you've been told not to play thumbs on the black key. In jazz, I say that's okay. So the notes here are G flat, G, and B flat. Remember, these are just the last 3 notes of a blues scale. Difference being, I can play this over the entire portion of the blues. If I wanted to play this lick in different combinations, I could go through 12 bars and change it up, and it would sound great. Happens all the time. It's a really great way to build energy also. So the lick is, here's the C dominant 7th. That's the sound we're kind of going for. But it's a triplet. So instead of 4 notes, we've only got 3. So the count, instead of 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, or with drums, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and 3, 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4. Sometimes blues is a little bit faster, so here's what it might sound like. Something's a little bit quicker. Okay, that's just a little bit of a taste. You can go ahead and move your metronome up as you like, or go ahead and practice with the tracks on the DVD at the end. That's a very common blues lick. Everybody knows it. Always sounds great. Let's go ahead and move on to the third blues lick. This is a 4-note lick.